Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So we adore, we pay gratitude to that master, Guru, who removes ignorance by the fire of knowledge. And the knowledge is about real self. And that real self is absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. That exactly we are. This is the entire theme and objective of the Eastern wisdom. So when we talk of a guru, the guru is not personal. It's not body and mind complex. The meaning of the word guru, it has two syllables: ignorance to wisdom, ignorance to knowledge. Ignorance about who am I? Knowledge about who am I? Ignorance about physics, knowledge of physics. That is the entire theme, the real self. So, in the chapter 1 of Astavakra Gita, a great text. But we should also know one thing, that these great masters who have written these texts, they practiced for years and years. And then, before they write, first they practiced, they experienced, they wrote it, they corrected it again and again and again until they saw that knowledge and their experience are essentially one. That is why we study from these verses. That is the reason we study from these verses of written by the great masters. Do you remember the first three questions? If you contemplate and reflect on three questions daily, how dispassion is attained. Second question, how the knowledge of the real self is attained. And third question, how the awakening takes place. So, knowledge first. Through the knowledge, we enter into the state of dispassion, and from the highest state of a dispassion, awakening takes place. So, in the first chapter, the master explains in a different ways through many similes that what exactly is real self. That real self is self-existent, means it is independent of its existence. Body depends on something, breath depends on something, mind depends on something. So it is independent existence, self-existent, self-evident. Self-evident, but we don't need the mind, intellect, eyes to see the real self. It cannot be seen. It is self-evident means it knows itself by itself, the way the sun. So that is one. Then the self-luminous, it has its own knowledge. So that entity is already present within us. That is what we are. We are, and I simplify, we are permanent peace, happiness, love, wisdom, existence. In the second chapter, after listening, when you are the highest level of a seeker who is committed and sincere, devotes himself to the self discovery. And when you listen to these verses, Seeker says, I have already experienced it just by listening. Don't by listening, I know that you are Brandy, you are Ravi, you are Stephen. I know it. So, same way. But the mind has to live into the highest state of dispassion. Then only we can experience here and now. So, well, in the third chapter, the master wanted to check, and he checked through many verses if the seeker has reached to that state. And in the fourth chapter, seeker says, I'm already there. I have that experience. I have that experience. I'm living into that real self. Not not living actually, that is a wrong statement. I am the real self. I am the permanent peace, happiness, love, wisdom. I am permanent peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. So see that this text as it goes, we come to the fifth chapter. In the fifth chapter, the master speaks to help the seeker to confirm whether you have that realization or not. And then he indicates there are four different ways to enter into that state of awakening. Master realizes that the seeker is beyond body mind complex. He knows the real self. He is settled there. So, still, the master guides and inspires. So, it means you see that even after awakening, the journey is not complete. That is the beauty. We reconfirm, we reassert. Is there any doubt? Otherwise, no, I'm awakened today and tomorrow I'm in stress. That doesn't work in this journey. That is the beauty. So, in the fifth chapter, he narrates there are four different ways to reach to that state. And that was present in the seeker in this text. Nate sangosti kenapi kim shuddha tyaktumichhasi sanghat vilayam kurvanne valayam brajya. Simple translation. Now the master speaks. What do you want to renounce when you are not associated with anything at all? Can I make a statement? I am totally, I have renounced the neighbor's house. Come on, this is not yours. How can you renounce? What to renounce? Do you see that? Which car you drive, Brand? I have renounced your car. What difference it makes? What it means? That I need not to renounce the body-mind complex. It is not me. Clear. So when I'm 100% clear in my intellect with that knowledge, why to renounce? Why to talk about attachment? Why to talk about attachment? So simple translation, and then we'll go deeper. What do you want to renounce when you are not at all associated with anything at all? You are saying that I'm attached to the worldly things. I gave you an example. I have renounced my neighbor's house. Come on, it's not yours. Huh? I have renounced the house. that belongs to you. So you see that? What he's talking? He's talking of the highest state of dispassion. Ending your worldly attachment in this way, you live, you work, you live, speak, think, and work in that state of awakening. Nate sangosti kenapi kim. There is no question of attachment. How the matter can be attached to the consciousness? How the water can be attached to the steam? I can give you hundreds of examples. Think of it. How the anxiety can be attached to me? I'm real self. See that? These verses have been written after long experimentation by these masters on themselves, and then they started teaching. So, in this chapter, the first method, he says complete dispassion leads to awakening to real self. You are awake. When there is a total, complete dispassion, how much you are attached to the world in deep sleep. See that, look at it. Understand that. So we should put this knowledge, we should contemplate and reflect. Am I father, husband, daughter, honey, professional in deep sleep? No, I'm already detached. So why I get attached when I wake up? That is the question. Why I get attached when I wake up? Is sleep not me? Yes. Is dream not me? Yes. Is waking up not me? Yes. Then why I'm totally detached in deep sleep? Why I am attached in a waking state? The moment I wake up, I build a relationship, I go into the past, and then I have a fear and the insecurities. All these has one cause. I am attached. And that attachment is fake. Problem is this. That attachment is false. You know false? There is a truth, there is untruth, and there is false. Oh, I saw the elephant flying in the sky. Untruth. False exists in between truth and untruth. That appears true, but it is not true. I have given many examples. The blueness in the sky. Blueness doesn't exist. Mirage, the water in the mirage. So attachment exists because I claim that very false is truth. Did you understand? My mind claims, and the moment I claim that very false, which is mithya, is truth. And we start living with that falsehood. So whatever Master says, examine, contemplate, reflect, and see. If you can falsify what is false, what remains is the truth. Take the same example. I have a neighbor's house is mine. Falsify. You return to yourself. Same way, we falsify, I am not the body. I am not the mind. So when I'm not the mind, all the thought that enters into the mind is not me. Are you clear? Mind says I'm in anxiety, I'm stressed, I'm suffering, I have problems. Mind blames and complains and reacts. But if I am not the mind, whatever the contents belongs to the mind is also not me. So what happens? Do you need to run after attachment? Attachment is not there. You are already in the state of dispassion. What a beautiful statement. Verse this: you are not attached to anyone. Master is saying to the seeker, you are pure consciousness. To whom you want to reject or renounce when you are independent. What to reject and accept? Body-mind complex is simply a matter. I am consciousness. That is very clear to us. I am consciousness. So I cannot be matter. Body is matter, breath is matter, mind is matter, thoughts are matter. Stress is matter. Anxiety is matter. Because it is an expression of the mind. So he now explains there the first way of the method is the dissociation. You understand that it is already separate. Nati sangosti kenapi kum. Kim shud tyaktum ichhasi. Why you desire to detach? There is no attachment. Can you see that? Now I see, no, I'm too much attached, and that's why I have a problem of fear and anxiety. And that is why, tell me how to remove that attachment. How to remove that attachment. So that attachment is false. So our masters uses the false means to remove that attachment. Because you have accepted. You have accepted that I am suffering. But suffering is not there in I am. Are you getting it? Suffering is absent in I am. But still I experience this suffering. It is because of the association. What is that association? I claim that I am the body and the mind. That's why I'm suffering. Not very deep, but I'm trying to explain in a very simple manner, even though it is considered the highest principles of the Eastern wisdom. When you look at your honey or the dear or near ones, check your mind, how you relate yourself to the dear and the near ones. How your mind relates. Think in your mind. Just now, how you relate yourself to your honey, to your house. Normally the word comes, this is my house, my house. What is this my in the house? Can you examine now? Now examine. What is this my and mine in the house? Can you search my in any brick, in any ceiling in your house? My honey. Honey is there. I accept it. But where is that my in the honey? That is attachment. Are you getting it? It's a little complex, not complex, but little bit higher. Little bit higher. Nato, nate sangosti kenapi kim. And the second verse, sanghat vilayam. Oh, what kind of a detachment practice you are doing? There is no attachment at all. Why? That very my is absent in the house when you say my house. That my is absent in honey when you say my honey. That my is absent when you say my body. Come closer now. Come closer. Think of it. You say, my body. Okay, tell me. Where is your body? This is head. Where is my? No, this is. But this is. No, this is top. This is eyes. Where is my? Where is my? That my is not there. When we live in the world outside, we have to use my, I, me, and mine. But internally, I'm aware. Nothing has to do with it. You are not attached to anyone. How can the inert matter be consciousness? And how consciousness can be the matter? Dispassion. Living into that state of dispassion. You see, when I say matter in the consciousness, knowledge, wisdom, I need it. I have to examine. I have to become a thinker. So that thinker says, how do I understand matter? Matter is inert. Inert has two basic properties. First, that inert cannot know itself. Can the body know itself? No. Second, the inert property of the inert, that anything that is inert cannot know others. Can the body know me? No. Can the body know itself? No. Finished. And opposite properties belongs to the consciousness. That is what I am. So the master is saying in the second line, you are pure consciousness. What is this pure consciousness? It is real self, never changing, all pervading, independent. I had just explained you, self-existent, self-evident. You build a house on a particular space, identified. Then you demolish the house. Does anything happens to the space? Space remains as it is. We have seen 9/11. The space remains the same. So the master is pointing, liken the space, that is the real self. It can never be destroyed. On the real self we have built by chance, we have become a human being. This will go one day, but the real self will remain as it is. Body mind complex is matter. Don't get afraid, but face the truth. Will this body, I take my example, will this body will die after 10, 15, 5, 1 year, or it is already dead? Which one is true? It is matter. Matter is already dead. But because when I say I am the body, then I will die after 10, 20, 15, 5 years. Are you getting it? Can your mind lives into that awareness? What will happen? Dissociation, detachment, instant, here and now. Can I say this will die after 5 years? Just see, we have to put that argument. Why? To remove the ignorance. Knowledge is required. Can this die? Come on, this is already dead. But when it comes to this, we say it is already dead. Then what about this? This is also a matter. Body is made up of carbohydrates, protein, minerals, fat. It is already dead. Here and now. This is a way to move to the highest state of dispassion. This is a process, a method. So when we live into that highest state of dispassion, then you have to ask, do I have an anxiety? Do I have stress? Do I have suffering? Do I have fear? Do I have insecurity? Now look at each word. Fear. Fear pertains to the body. Insecurity pertains to the body. No, 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 no. What you're saying, I don't accept it. Why? Fear pertains to the body. I have a fear of losing my soulmate. Take this example. Understand this clear. I have a fear of losing my soulmate. Clear? That is the thought. So because fear of losing, so I already have a fear. What is the point of falsehood here? Can you falsify this statement by understanding? I relate myself to the world outside through this body only. First, I am the body, then I have a soulmate. But the body is already dead matter, hence, fear is not there. Can I live into that state of freedom, of permanent peace, of love, of wisdom? That is the message of this master. This is so what he says, the highest state of dispassion. When the mind lives into the highest state of dispassion, the same mind speaks. Nothing to accept, nothing to reject. I'm with my honey, let me play my role as a honey. I'm a professor, I'm a teacher, so let me play my role as a teacher. My focus is on performing my role, playing my duty. Why ego identification is not there in performing a role? Mind is then not attached, not associated. When it is not associated, then what happens? That real self reveals. What it reveals? Permanent peace, happiness, love, wisdom. With that understanding, let us start our practice today.